Today's reaction is brought to you by the letter R. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Season 2, Episode 5 of Kid Cosmic. And Jo is on her shit again. She is just going down the wrong path, and it's kind of out in the open that Queen Shang's behind it now. Everyone kind of knows. But like I said before, I really don't think that Queen Shang is doing this, like, for negative reasoning or anything. I don't think she's trying to, like, sabotage the team or anything like that. Though that would be an interesting twist at this point. I think that she's genuinely trying to help in the way that she knows how. That this is how things have always been done with her people. And so with her people gone and the chance to take on this new protege and everything, she's seizing her opportunity to teach her the way that she was probably taught. It just sucks that it's not good. And that Jo is going down a path that's really not going to help and is not going to lead to this team functioning. So, at this point, things really need to change, but Jo's not even, like, coming back to the diner anymore. Like, after her sort of win, even though technically we find out at the end she didn't actually win, in the fight arena thing, she just kind of never came back. And so we don't know exactly what's going on with her at this point. I assume her not coming back has to do with the fact that everyone came there to the arena to try and stop her. That all of her friends and teammates were, you know, trying to take her out. I'm guessing she probably feels a little slighted because of that. But at the same time, it's like, she is doing this for them. That's her entire intent. Her motivation is to help her team and her friends and family. But one can get lost in that motivation and lose track of why they were doing this in the first place. That can very much happen. And that might be going on with Jo here. I've already talked about how I like that this season is so focused on her, while the first season was so focused on Kid, obviously. Obviously, the other characters do get a chance to shine, and they've been even giving a lot of the side characters, the smaller side characters, chances to shine this season. But it still has its focused characters, still has its main lead. And it's just interesting that the main lead of this season isn't the title character. But I've said before that I like it when shows do this kind of thing, because it allows the show to feel more real in a way. Because in real life, it's like you usually don't have, like, that one person who's the main character of everything around them. That's just not how it works. Sometimes some people can be a little more loud and present and, you know, like, just outwardly open with people, but they're not a main character. That's just, again, it's not how real life works. That kind of thing where it's like everything focuses around a specific person is entirely fictitious. And this series, like, tends to show that a little easier. Now, I mean, it's still focusing on certain characters. Like, again, Kid in the first season, Jo this season. But with each character getting a chance to shine, with each, even of these smaller characters getting a chance to really, like, matter and everything, it feels more like all of these characters are people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just really appreciate that they're doing it that way. Now, I have no idea what's going to happen next or how Joe's going to eventually come back from this, but we're just going to have to find out really at this point. I also, real quick, want to apologize if you just noticed some lighting changes. I don't know what's going on with the sun there. I don't know if it's going behind some clouds at points. But it's like, it looks like a nice day. I don't think it's going to, like, storm like it did yesterday. Um, so I don't know, like, what's going on at the moment, why the light keeps, like, kind of changing, for lack of a better word. It's very noticeable though, like even just sitting around here, even not like looking at the camera specifically. So I'm sorry if like that's distracting if you've noticed the light change multiple times here. Um, either way, either way, that just happens when you deal with natural lighting as your main lighting source. So we're just gonna get on with this and see what this episode has in store. So, before we do, I do want to real quick bring up, as always, that we have a lot of great content to check out on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And yes, I know I need to update the banner thing. I have not yet done that. I need to update it with the fact that Free Rent is on break at the moment and all, but I'll get down to that. Don't worry. But on Mondays, we also have YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions. Shorts, specials, miniseries that just don't have enough episodes, anything that doesn't really fit in to a full series reaction or a movie reaction. And speaking of movie reactions, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. They're recorded earlier in the week, but I upload them on the weekends, just so that every day has something going on for it. We also have a couple Let's Plays currently going on the channel. We have Spider-Man 2 every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Really been enjoying that, and I'm very far ahead in my recordings, actually, compared to where we're actually at in the uploads. If you're watching this on the week that this is being uploaded, though, it is also Spider-Man week, because it is the anniversary of, Spider-Man debuting in the comics. And so there's been Spider-Man uploads pretty much each day this week. And if you're new to the Let's Play for Spider-Man 2, I do want to let you know that parts 1 through 9, especially 5 through 9, do have some audio issues. It's unfortunately something that was a byproduct of the fact that this is my first time using a capture card for a Let's Play. My first time doing a Let's Play off the PS5 and all. So there was some stuff to figure out at the beginning, but at this point I've got it all figured out. So starting with episode 10, everything should be good. It's just 5 through 9 did suffer because of it, because it's like 1 through 9 I think is like 2 separate recordings. And the second recording that I did, which I believe was 5 through 9, just there was a problem that came up. But like I said, it's fixed now, and from part 10 onward, all of it is good. We're also playing through Anno Mutationum on Saturdays, and this is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. So thank you to Matthew for donating for this. If you wish to know how to donate for a Let's Play, a PS5 Let's Play in the future, there's a video on the channel you should check out. It's called June Double Reward Month. And if you just search up the video on the channel, just type in June Double Reward Month, but also put PS5 at the end, and it'll lead you exactly to the right video, and it'll give you all the information you need in regards to how to donate for Let's Plays. That being said, though, thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's get this going. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, because yes, we do redirect all of our reactions on this channel. You know how YouTube's copyright system is. It's a bitch. It's not really that good at all. And because of that, I really want to avoid any possible channel strikes, or even worse, a channel termination. I've dealt with that in the past. I do not want to deal with it again. It's just absolutely terrible. So to just stave that kind of stuff off, I push all the reactions to another site. I know it's not really the best for everyone to want to click extra links just to get to the reaction, but it's honestly the only thing I can really do in this matter, just to avoid this stuff and keep the channel safe. And it's only one click. You just go down to the description below, click the link, and it takes you right to the page. And on the plus side, this does mean that all of you, yes, every single one of you, gets to see the full unedited reaction completely free. No paywalls, no Patreon, and you don't even have to sync up your own copy, which I think is pretty great, because not every reaction channel is able to get away with that for various valid purposes. But here, I do kind of pride myself on the fact that we can get away with it. So, yeah, I think that it's really cool that everybody gets to see the full unedited reaction for free here. And after you watch it, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will not only contain spoilers to the episode, but just my general thoughts on it, general thoughts on the series, stuff related to the channel, things like that. And it's always worth checking out just to be safe, because I might mention stuff related to the future of the channel and whatnot. Always worth giving a quick watch through, even if you're just listening to it in the background while doing something else. But all of that being said, let's get on with this. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I'll see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I have two major thoughts on this episode in regards to this season and where it's gone and possibly where it's going and everything. And then I obviously have my thoughts on, like, the minor stuff. To go with the minor stuff first, I like this, like, race of, like, super tiny refugees and all, who we see. It's like they don't really have, like, a big role to play, but seeing their interactions here and how they are helped by the local heroes and all is pretty fun, pretty cool to see. Nothing special, but, you know, still very entertaining and really helps continue get the point across of what the local heroes should be about. I also like seeing the focus on this about how the local heroes are all about helping people and not about fighting. That they're not warriors. They're not, you know, these Colosseum brawlers. And this is the biggest problem with how Joe's story arc is going. Because that's what she wants them to be. And she's even kind of acknowledging in this episode that that's going against their nature. But is still trying to train them to become these warriors anyway. And it's just, I feel like that's just not fair to them. It comes across as very, very poor leadership, if nothing else. But let's talk about the two big things I want to talk about here. So, let's start with Krosh. I thought Krosh was going to be a one-off character for last episode. I did not realize she was going to be a recurring character. I assume she's going to be recurring throughout at least the rest of the season. I don't know about how that's going to end out this season or if she's going to continue into season 3. But I like her. Like, Krosh is a very likable character. She's a warrior. She's tough. She's all about fighting. But she's written and portrayed in a way where she doesn't feel, you know, mean-spirited in that regard. She comes across as just, you know, that's just what she knows. That's just what she's always been, like, raised in. She even mentions in this episode, She was raised her entire life in the pit. It's all she's ever known. Being a warrior is who she is. So you can't really fault her for that. She has a fun personality. She's entertaining. Great design. It's like she's just a well-made, likable character. And the thing is, you can tell the big difference between her and Joe in this episode. Joe is all about training them to become warriors because she's afraid. Let's be completely honest here. She's fucking terrified. Joe, like I said, saw what Herodias could do. She saw Herodias in action devouring a planet, and it traumatized her. That combined with Queen Jean's misguided training, I guess you could say, of Joe, led her down this path where she is so like gung-ho on getting the team trained up to fight. She wants it to be all about combat because she's afraid of what this planet killer, what Herodias can do if they don't fight against her. She's not even considering the possibility that there might be another way to stop Herodias. And there's also the thing that she's not taking into account. Like, how the fuck do you fight Herodias? Herodias is basically a living planet itself, from what we can see at least. Like, you're expecting to fight that? Like, you're just gonna land on it and punch it? Is that the plan? Because I really doubt that's gonna work. This is probably one of those enemies that they're going to have to use, intelligence, strategy, and planning to take down. Stuff that we've been learning this season. Stuff that's been a big focus. But instead, again, Joe is focusing only on brute force. On combat ability. Things that none of the rest of the team are good at. Because it's just not their thing. And again, Joe admits this in the episode. She admits that this is not what they are not only just used to, but it's not something that they are comfortable with. It's not who they are as people. And so, at the end, her decision to, basically sideline everyone else and just have it be her and Krosh is extremely short-sighted and selfish. It's showing how little she trusts in them. It's showing how ignorant of everything around her she is, and how terrified, once again, that she has become of this planet killer, which is fair. It's completely fair to be terrified of Herodias. What she saw was an absolutely horrific scene. But if you let that fear control you, it's only going to cause problems. It's only going to hurt. Nothing about this is going to help her. Or the team. Or any possible future victims of Herodias. You're not going to be able to brute force this plan. Did the Pyramid of Alliteration not teach you this? This is something that I really feel is just indicative of, the fact that Joe is a teenager. That she's young still. She might be 16, 17 years old, an older teenager, but she's still a teenager. And a lot of times, teenagers just don't listen. They don't take time to think. They act. And it leads to them doing insane and experiencing some bad things. But it's also something that I feel like everybody needs to go through. And I myself have gone through it. I've done and said and, experienced bad stuff because of my actions, because of my beliefs, because of the way I acted back in the day. And I grew up and I matured. I got over that. And that's definitely a big part of what's going on with Jo here. She needs to grow up and mature. She needs to realize that the advice she's been given by Queen Jean is bad, terrible even. And that she needs to realize that there's other ways to do things. And I think Queen Jean needs to realize this as well, because I don't think she's doing this out of ill intent. I just think it's all she knows. And it's how she probably learned. So she's just ignorant, whether intentionally or not. She is still ignorant to the fact that sometimes things need to be handled differently. And I bet you anything that this is going to go into Jo and Krosh going to try and fight Herodias on their own and getting fucked up. And it's going to lead to Jo realizing that she's been in the wrong. That's my thought on how this is going to go down. Or maybe they'll try to take on some other enemy and get fucked up because of it. And that'll help her realize. But that's definitely what's got to happen here. Like, Jo needs to come to an understanding that she needs to change things. If she's going to be the leader of this team, she needs to actually be a leader. And she hasn't been a leader so far. I know it's been hard for her to learn how to do that. But the way she's been trying has not worked. And this is something she really needs to get fixed right quick. Because otherwise, they're probably all going to die. And we can't let that happen. So, yeah. I really think that Jo's character arc this season has been fantastic, but also frustrating. Because it's like, you understand why she's doing all of this, why this is like the route she's taken, but you also get that it's really upsetting to see her go down this route. And that she really needs to, change that. But we'll see how it goes as we continue this. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do the last 2 episodes together, but either way, next week will still just be episode 6. I might do 7 and 8 together. We're just going to have to wait and see on that. But for the time being, let me know in the comments below what did you think of this episode. And before we close this out, I do want to remind you all that we have a lot of other great content to check out on the channel. Monday through Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Mondays, we specifically have YouTube or YouTube adjacent reactions. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a normal series or movie reaction. And we have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. They're recorded earlier in the week, but uploaded on the weekend. We also have a couple Let's Plays going on currently. Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we're playing through Spider-Man 2. Though we are also doing a Spider-Man week on the week this video is being released. So every day this week is pretty much is dedicated to more Spider-Man 2 Let's Play parts being put up. But normally it's only on those 3 days. And every Saturday, we put up Anno Mutationum. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you want to know how to donate for a future Let's Play, check out the video on the channel titled June Double Reward Month. It also does have PS5 in the title, though. So just go to the search bar on the channel, specifically, and type in June Double Reward Month PS5, and you should find the video with no problem. It'll tell you everything you need to know on how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, and you should be good. That being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.